Actually, you know what? You know who's a baddie?
Who?
Shirahoshi.
That's a that's a minor. You're playing a
No,
dangerous game.
she's like 100 and something.
No, she is
wait,
not. What is good, homies? This is Chris from the Small Hat Crew, joined today by Small Hat Nick off camera.
Hello.
Small Hat Manny.
Hey, everybody.
Of the Manny Fest channel,
Yo.
which is most definitely not dead.
It's not dead.
You're editing content for it.
Yes.
When can we expect to see some of that content?
Realistically, I just actually put in my 2 weeks notice at my job. So.
Oh, Manny, the channel has like 300 subscribers. This is career suicide.
No.
Financial.
I'm moving to another opportunity, but I'm gonna have a gap of a few weeks, so I'm gonna have shooting out content for shits and giggles.
And then we have our guest of the hour. Feel free to introduce yourself.
DJ Miles, what is going on, everyone?
Woo!
I don't talk about One Piece, but I talk about Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man.
Yes,
Which is just One Piece adjacent, right?
Yeah.
The ever elusive DJ Miles. I was gonna say we've been trying for months to get you on the channel, but we were the problem.
Yeah.
we were the problem.
Fan of the channel, right? I am one of those people who just comments all the time. And I'm like, guys, come on. And I hope you don't get upset when I'm like, it's Manny from Manny Fans, because I just love saying that.
No, it's perfectly fine, and I love it. I love it so much. I just wish I had more time to do more videos, but and it's funny because all the time I could be making videos for myself, I'm here doing it with the guys. But I do enjoy a team effort a bit more than the solo effort.
Sure. I never realized how much of a baddie Ulti was.
Yeah, she's a baddie.
She kinda is, right?
And people told me last week or a few weeks ago on my locals, they're like, okay, beyond Nico, Robin, and Nami, who is like the baddest? Or who would you want to get with if you can pick one?
I think you have to add another person to that because then I feel like people usually just go Boa. So
okay,
out of the three.
But here's the thing. But if you strongly want Boa, I think that's a safe answer, and I'm not going to critique you for it.
No,
but,
I think there's hotter.
There's no.
There's an easy answer.
There is a vice admiral, and her name is Doll, and she is bad.
Oh, actually, no. You know who's bad?
Someone Google images. Hold on.
Stussie's bad.
You know what?
Stussy
We got this computer here.
Stussie's a bad.
Doll.
Stussy is a baddie.
Bro,
yeah.
Have you seen the card?
The card's bad. The card.
That's your baddie. Okay,
that's my baddie.
And I'm sure through the power of editing, we'll see here. Okay, you know who I was picking that no one thought of?
No one thought of. And let me hear it.
Karina.
Who? Who's?
See? Karina.
You're gonna tell me Karina is better than Stussy like this right here, bro?
I don't know, but
you're gonna tell me?
Okay, hold on.
Karina's the girl from she's in the film, right? Purple hair?
Yes.
She's not bad.
Bro.
Oh, from the gold.
Bro, but when you see the card,
What?
Purple Nami?
Hold on.
Purple
Karina.
Nami. True. Purple Nami.
Set.
Oh, no, bro, get out of here.
Bro,
no,
you're crazy.
Wrong, bro.
Hold on.
Have you seen her?
For
Look
what?
at this.
Dude, no, Stussy is a baddie.
Bro,
no, I like that.
I didn't think highly of Stussy.
Stussy?
Yeah.
I didn't think highly of Stussy whatsoever until that
card.
That alt-art changed everything.
Yeah. Okay, so then maybe I'm being deceived that this Karina, like, alt-art.
Wait, did you
bro. Oh, that one?
Okay, that's who I'm talking about. No. Say it ain't so.
Actually, you know what? You know who's a baddie?
Who?
Shirahoshi.
That's a minor. You're playing a dangerous game.
She's like 100 and something.
No, she is not.
Wait.
She's not. Oh my god.
Is she not like 100 and something?
I don't know.
I don't know,
so I don't want to say anything right now.
Shirahoshi, actually not Shirahoshi age. Let's look up. Is Manny a predator?
Oh, fucking got me.
16 years old.
Fishman arc was 10 years ago. She's 26 now.
I mean, I'll allow
Oh, that means she was 6 years old in Fishman arc.
No, she was 16 at Fishman arc.
Are you sure about that?
That's what the internet says, and the internet's never wrong.
Internet's never been wrong
The
before.
internet's been wrong.
And you know what that means?
Wikipedia, never wrong.
The Small Hat YouTube channel, never wrong. Never
The Small
wrong.
Hat Discord, never wrong.
No, there.
Yeah, I don't know if it was like your guys' video, but someone was talking about like how old Perona was. It's like, oh, she's 25. How do people know that? It's like, well, the power of editing, you know?
Corona.
Yeah.
What the? Wow!
Yeah.
That's
there you go.
crazy.
Thank you.
Piranha's a baddie.
Yeah. So
Now that's
there
a
you go.
baddie right there. I love me some
the
Piranha.
Piranha fanboys. There you go.
I love her eyes.
Yeah. But Ulti, just looking at the figure, by the way.
Oh, this is
Yeah.
sex.
Yeah. I just never realized Ulti's like, wow, there's a lot going on.
She's
So,
thicker than a Snicker. You know what I'm saying?
Ulti is like 60% legs.
That's fine. I love
fine.
me some
Yeah,
thighs.
yeah,
Because thick thighs save lives.
Bro.
Maybe closer. I was gonna say 75. I think it's too.
Look at that leg to hip
yeah.
Ratio.
The distribution is a little off.
Looking like 2D from the gorillas over here, head ass.
Oh my god, this is. Yeah, I actually got this
For free.
as a prize.
Okay.
There was. Are you familiar with Warehouse 51?
Oh, you want one of the...
Ooh, yeah. Isn't that like the alien, like what do you call it?
Area 57
Area
or whatever?
No.
That's Area 51, but no.
51?
So no, Warehouse
thought it was
51's a
like
card shop.
No. I thought you were talking about like the
Johnny
supermarket.
Eat It?
So there's like some supermarket. No. No. Hear me out. There's like a
listening.
supermarket, but it deals with like extraterrestrial, and the whole thing is like you walk through this like fake supermarket and ask these like fake employees who work there like certain questions, and they're like, oh yeah, go through this passageway, and then like
Oh,
leads
no.
you-
I know what you're talking about. You're talking about Area 15 over in Vegas, right?
Yes.
No.
yes,
Omega
yes.
Mart.
Yeah, Omega Mart. Yeah.
He's thinking of Spirit
No.
Halloween.
So me and Laura love it. So there's this chain of immersive museums called Meow Book. I would spend 5 hours explaining to you, and it'll be like a JoJo's thing. It just wouldn't make sense.
Yeah. And you ask them certain questions, and they give you like interesting answers, and you're like, wait, that doesn't make sense, and it like leads into this maze, and you gotta like figure out like,
What's
wait, there's
going
some
on?
like some huge conspiracy theory.
Bro, it's crazy.
Why would I have gotten this from there?
I don't know.
But you know what? Just be happy that I knew what you were talking about.
Okay,
We
thank
were
you.
there.
I appreciate
You weren't
it. I
alone.
appreciate
You
it.
weren't
Okay,
just now the
okay.
crazy person.
It's Spirit Halloween.
But whatever.
I'm not sure,
know.
but
Anyway,
that's
I
what
went
we
in
got.
there.
Yeah.
I went in there.
Paul Barber.
I walked in and I cleaned house.
It was a pre-release event that we went to, and the first place winner, Chris, got to pick out a One Piece statue that was, I think, $30 or less.
I think it was 20.
And that was like the only one.
That was the only one. It was that and Funko Pops. Except
Okay.
some of the Funko Pops were too expensive even. These hats also came from Warehouse 51, or as Miles calls it,
yeah.
Spirit Halloween. A topic I would also like to discuss
Yes.
here today. The regional that happened in Kissimmee. There was 2 Whitebeard in top 8.
That
I will say, talking to Trevor about it, he said those fuckers have been on Whitebeard since he came out. Like, that is all they know how to play. It's their bread and butter. But it's still wild because
Their
like
B&B.
yeah, Arvind lost to one, or no, Muhammad lost to one of them in the final round because he almost took their spot basically.
I think that's what I like about the differences from the East and the West players, right? It's like, you know, in the East, they consistently know what's good and they will grind hours into it, where people in the West is like, okay, we will do that too, but then there's a sector of some people who are like anti-meta, new game, right? So like, let's go ahead and like do this, you know, and test their luck, right? Like, I think maybe that's also the reason, I don't know if it's a hot take or not, why like kind of has just done so well, because they're like, well, I don't want to learn Moria. Let me just do what's well now. And, you know, Reject is a ban card for a reason. So let me just test my luck in high roll into this for like X amount of months before it's like an L, you know, in the upcoming set.
God, I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot we were gonna be dealing with Anel.
Yeah,
Like,
next
an L becomes obnoxious.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
We're gonna have rejected elf until Science Band.
I saw a lot of people. I saw a tier list. It was, I don't remember. Vic in the Discord shared the tier list. I think he got it from Twitter. There was, like, I remember the top 2 decks. It was number 1 best deck is apparently supposed to be Red Purple Law, and then second best deck is supposed to be Anel. Isn't that just us playing OP05 again? A leader that bottom decks everything and Anel being our top 2 leaders?
Yeah.
That's just us going right back to OP05.
Well, the difference supposedly is that there aren't unkillable blockers, and supposedly with air quotations, LOL is balanced because because he could run out of gas. Question mark. Quotations.
Law could run out of gas with cart that says draw 2 on play.
Yeah, but you can't play Gecko.
No, but now it's like
He's
a Dawn problem, right? Because Enel is playing the super long game, right?
Not anymore with Black Maria and OP08.
Well, we don't even. OP08!
When's that coming out?
New
September?
leaders!
Oh wait, no, that's
September,
like,
August.
Yeah, September.
Leaders have been the leaders have already been revealed.
Oh.
All
The
tart
all-tart
leaders
leaders.
have been revealed.
Okay.
Marco Fuckboy.
He
Fuckboy Marco.
Yeah.
Fuckboy
Thirst
Marco.
trap Marco.
Fuck Marco Boy.
Thirst trap Marco.
Fucking Marco,
Yeah.
who is a boy.
Yes.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Do you know what you're doing for OP08, Miles?
I don't think he knows what he's
Are you
doing.
still-
I don't even know what I'm doing through EBO1, which I think maybe the safe answer, because I've just had so many reps before, is like Uta. But I do want to dabble with like Red Purple Law, Moria, you know, and that's my headcanon, but maybe the answer is like just Uta.
Well,
Like,
like the good thing with Uta is that you get your new 2K.
yep.
You get your chump blocker.
Yep.
Which fills up the non-film slots that were in your deck.
Correct.
That aren't the Kid if you're playing Kid,
Yeah.
or the Zoro if you're playing the Zoro. Funny enough, we were playtesting with Garen, and we've come to find out Zoro just outs a bunch of your harder matchups the moment he hits the board. Like, he deals with the Uta matchup, he deals with the black yellow Luffy matchup, he deals with the Kata matchup. It's just Zoro hitting the board, going on odds, going like 9. Here's Zoro, and if you can't kill me, I have now won. It's almost a weird kill button.
Now that you're on the other side of Black Yellow Luffy, do you still think Uta beats him?
Realistically, yeah, I would I would literally beat the living shit out of a black yellow Luffy player with my Uta deck. Because
If you don't see Zoro, you still think you win that?
Yeah, I still do, because the thing is, as of right now, until next week, as of right now, yeah, because we
Oh,
can
you're saying
play
right
that
now
shit.
before EBO7.
Yeah.
Post EBO7, what are you doing?
Oh, post EBO7.
Yeah, we have a week of this meta. Who gives a fuck about that?
I know, right?
True!
Let me see. I would say yeah, but you still have to do like this kill turn on 9, because they're playing the 10-drop Kuzan, and then that becomes a bit of an issue.
Yeah, but that's a no to me, man.
No, I'm saying it happens. It's just you can't wait till you're
You
like,
still
good and ready.
think Uta is favored?
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry to interject. So I think some of the games I played with Uta and the Black Yellow Luffy now is fine, right? Like, I don't think it's like, I think it can go either way. Maybe favored slightly into Uta, but I think once we go into EBO7, she does take a step back because of the Luffy card that comes out, right? So there's like my chump blockers or whatever, you know. And if you got the Ice Age, you know, like there goes the 8-cost Kid too, you know. And yeah, I think now Black Yellow Luffy just gets more tools or easier tools to navigate around Uta. So it's not that Uta gets bad; it's just that Black Yellow Luffy definitely gets a bump, you know, with the stuff that he needs, right? Because it's a playable deck off rip.
Yeah.
So it really is insane how those 2 extra cards, the Flampe and that Egghead Luffy, just like brings it up to this
It's
whole
insane.
next level. Yeah.
But
then what counters it? Isn't it like
It's the
something?
Red Purple Law.
Sakazuki, but then Sakazuki gets banned.
Yeah.
So then Red Purple Law, yeah.
But now we go
and now-
through this
No,
true rock
and
paper
now-
scissors, because now Enel beats Red Purple Law, right?
Well, yes, but I think Enel does a fine job against against Yellow Black Luffy, for the sheer fact that it goes back to what it was before, where it's that if you don't have the body count to handle Enel, it doesn't matter how big your guys are. It just, you need the numbers. And the thing is, if you're gonna go after Enel's face, Enel can then go after your bodies, and eventually you run out of geckos. And then unless you're playing the ace, there's always gonna be summoning sickness. And then Enel gets to do the one thing that Yellow Black Luffy doesn't get to do, which is play stupid triggers, like Beige, Sanji, Kiki Nojo, cards like that.
Frankie.
Even the new Frankie card.
The Frankie
The new Frankie's insane.
It's so
It's
stupid.
okay.
Yeah.
I know, and it's a 2K, yeah.
Oh my god.
Bro, he is
going.
Oh my god, yeah.
Going at it.
But you know,
And you also draw, right, on trigger.
Yeah.
It's like you play it, you draw. Yeah, you don't even discard.
Nope.
No,
Yeah. It's like Satori just becomes obsolete because like
literally
Frankie now
does.
exists. Yeah. That's so dumb.
I just
that's
don't know
the
what's
whole point,
happening.
though.
The only
That's
quote
the whole
unquote
point.
difference is you can only play Frankie if you have like 1 or less life. Like that's
Oh, okay, gotcha. But that's Anel's
Anel,
whole
that's
stick.
Anel, yeah.
That's his stick. Yeah. What the hell? Yeah.
but that's the whole thing though. And now gets to play the busted triggers, which realistically, I think, even though it's not fair, has more value than generically good cards. Because the triggers would be like, for example, like today, I had game, the dude had 2 life, I had 3 11k bodies. I was like, I'm gonna kill you. He had 1 card in hand, it doesn't matter, because he's like, Capone, Sanji. I'm like, oh, I was never meant to win the game.
Speaking of today's Black Yellow Luffy.
Why you gotta bring shit up like Why you gotta be a whole ass bitch?
Oh no.
Nah, it's fine, it's fine. It's fine. It's for the viewers. So
Tell the viewers about today's Black Yellow Luffy record.
So all I can say is that
You want to say the record?
all I can say for the record is that I like to believe I am at least a B- Black Yellow Luffy player. My first matchup was against Red Purple Law, which I knew I was gonna lose. He bottom decked all 4 of my Black Sabos, and I never saw a Black Sabo ever again. Then I played against Kata, which the scenario which I just referred to happened. And then for the rest of 2 games, I was so tilted, I just gave it to my opponent. And I was like, fuck it, I don't even play this game anymore. But oh my god, bro, Red Purple Law, oh god, I get it, I understand it's good. Like, it needed something for it to be like its own deck, right? That it gets the bottom deck of 3- or whatever, right? But holy shit, bro, like the whole rage you play to then draw 2 to bottom deck something to then just cheat out at Sachi Penguin to then ramp back up and the 5 drop. And I was like, there was a point where I'm like, all right, he used the effect 5 times. He should have like 4 Dawn. Dude got 6 Dawn. I'm like, bro, you got it.
You made the fart noise at him?
Yeah. God damn it, bro. I don't know how I feel. I don't know how I feel about Red Purple.
Oh, and that's pre-Kid Killer Rush, right?
It is.
God, when I think about how stupid that deck's gonna be too. Oh, and to answer your question, I don't know what some people in the East were talking about, but like Purple Luffy got a resurgence. So
Well,
I don't know
figured
where
he
he's
would.
going into set 7. Like I know he gets that Sanji card, but like I didn't know that was enough to like make Purple Luffy a contester. I'm not saying it's S tier, but
Right.
if we're bringing him back to like A, and maybe because of A, because it's trying to hard counter one of the top 3, I'm okay with that. So
What about, because I've seen another deck make a resurgence too. Also, it's purple in the color pool.
Oh,
Stop.
that's not what I'm thinking.
Stop.
What?
Shut your whore mouth.
What do you mean? I'm just saying, I've been looking at the data. I've been
What
looking at
data?
the numbers.
Yeah.
I've been looking, all right.
Yeah.
Purple Crocodile.
Of course it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Purple Crocodile's
Yeah.
making a name for himself.
He did?
Yes.
Was it before or after he won Worlds? When you won Worlds?
I won Nats and then I won Worlds.
Of
with
course.
Purple Crocodile.
Of course. We just all forgot it because the Collider went off. And that's why it's the Bernstein Bears, not the Bernstein Bears.
Well, here's what I think
And then
actually
the eclipse
happened.
happened.
And then the eclipse happened.
What I think it is that when people saw me win Nats with Purple Crocodile,
Yeah.
they were like, he got lucky, right?
Of course.
But then when I won Worlds, they had to respect it, right?
Yeah.
They were like, wait a minute, there might be something to this leader. And I feel like it started a wave and influenced a bunch of players to be like, what's this leader all about? And so they've been experimenting with him.
No, yeah.
They've been experimenting with him in the East. That's why we haven't seen it, right? Because we're all in the West.
Okay, no. I'll tell you what rumor on the mill is on the East. The hot new shit.
Uh-huh.
It's Perona again with a Wano package.
Why?
Oh, they're playing I want to be your
And
samurai.
there's I want to be your samurai or whatever. So
Really
that
fucking
card
love
is
that
like
card.
rest 2 your Wano characters, draw 2.
It's just any 2 characters.
Oh, is it resting 2 characters?
But it is a
okay.
1 cost 1 over.
Gotcha.
It's like-
And they're also running like the 9 cost Zoro, and some other stuff. I don't know what's going on with it, but apparently it's like beating Red Purple Law.
Yeah.
I have to see the matchup, but I've been seeing a lot of Piranhas
I've been watching a lot of games.
coming out
wait.
with
So-
a Wano package.
Because they get to play. So what it is they're all playing. They got the new green Hiyori. That's a 4-cost that kills itself in order to play a 5-cost from hand. So they're playing Gecko as well. So they play Gecko. They bring back the Hiyori. They bring back the 1-cost. What's her name? Otama Searcher. Otama gets to look at top 5, do something, and then they play I Want to Be Your Samurai, rest their 9k Gecko, because who's going to swing into a 9k Gecko, and then they rest the Hiyori, draw 2 cards. Hiyori kills herself, plays a card, and then draws.
Oh, that's
another
wild,
I like
bro.
that.
That's wild.
You see?
Yeah, that's cute.
All right, so you heard it here first.
It's very
Small
good.
Hat Crew, your boy DJ Miles giving you the spice now. I picked up a playset of that random 10-cent card
Just
before
in
it becomes like $18 in like a month and a half. Yeah,
I do want to pick up an Ultra Art Corona, but I've always wanted to pick up an Ultra Art Corona.
That's fair.
So
The 2K?
yeah.
The leader.
Now's a good time to get it. So I think a lot of them are kind of dipping 70, 80. I mean, I know that's a lot too, but it was better than what it was like 2.5 weeks ago. Right.
Well,
All of them
Speaking
were
of,
right.
speaking of, let's take a look at TCG Player really quick. We still have
I
this.
know, there we
Still have
go.
this on
Corona,
the
yeah,
screen.
yeah.
But let's take a look at TCG Player really quickly.
Because we're a pseudo market watch now all of a sudden.
Hell.
Buddy.
Podcast is whatever we want it to be.
So bad.
Bro, the
but
only
so
market... Go ahead.
I was gonna say, so Perona is like doing that. They're bringing out 5-cost double attack banish Yamato and basically saying, hey, deal with this. Or not, it's up to you. I have a 9k as well.
And I've actually seen some decks too run the EB Wano card, the board. That's just a vanilla.
Yeah, the 5/7
yeah,
vanilla.
the 5/7. Yeah.
It's just
Why?
because they cheated off of the Hiyori and draw a card.
Oh!
Yeah. So I'm telling you, you guys, you're welcome.
It also
So-
cheats out the Ryuma, the 4-cost green guy.
Yeah. Like this is literally like what people are discovering like a week ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh shit, okay, so
I didn't even
is she
know.
is she S tier? Probably not, but again, it's kind of like that purple Luffy discussion. Where
Green
it's like,
Yellow Yamato's doing
she's
the same
creeping
thing.
up because now it's like a hard counter to one of those top 3 decks.
It's like that Blurple Croc discussion.
Yeah.
Of like, wow, we don't think he's meta, but then you realize he counters all the top 3 leaders,
Yeah?
and maybe there's an argument to be made. There's no reason that he's $101 right now.
Because he's from set 1, and there's no reprints of it,
True.
and he's an alternate art.
You don't think my run at Worlds has anything to do with it?
Okay. I want you to look up alternate art Odin and tell me how much of the price difference it is.
Okay. All right. I don't care. We'll do that.
I don't care, he said.
$67.
And you think that's because of his Nats win?
It
It's only $40 less.
It could be. You don't think his Nats would have anything to do with this?
He's so goddamn much.
I'm just saying is all.
Can I just say, speaking of Odin, I just hate how like the new leader that's coming out in EBO1
Is not playing
still
well.
isn't
What?
good.
Whoa! You know what's crazy? When we
It
read
just
that
sucks
card,
that
Bro, he
like
sounds insane on
He
paper.
does.
I know it does.
On paper, he
I
sounds
know.
incredible.
I know. I think that's like really heartbreaking because I remember when it was announced, I actually like went crazy on the Alt-Art 8 cost, and I got like a whole playset. No, get this for like $45, a whole
that's not
playset.
bad.
I'll
So
do
I
it.
was fine with that, but it was like immediately like an hour or two later, they're like, oh fucking $30 per card or whatever. Can I curse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But
But
like,
but
wait,
it's
I
great to
can
be like,
curse on the
oh,
channel?
I'm ready.
Oh.
I'm ready. And yeah, you just see it's like it's still not doing anything.
Maybe we
And-
gotta
and
get them
every-
on the I Want to Be Your Samurai bullshit too.
Yeah, maybe. But it still ultimately falters against like black, right? Like isn't that kind of the kryptonite with any green going into any black? It just like
Well, that's
it
what I was
just
gonna
Is
say.
green going to any
That's-
black or blue?
I was talking to, I don't remember who. I was talking to someone earlier today. I was coping. It was Raph. I was talking to Raph about red green Odin, and I was saying that maybe once Sakazuki is banned and Gecko no longer has access to Great Eruption, maybe there's something there, right?
yeah.
Maybe, but then I remembered in the East that all those changes have already happened. He's still fucking nuts.
Yeah.
So.
So disappointing.
It is.
See, but this is the thing though. All because like in our video when we were talking about the card, when we read that all when Land of Wano cards that don't have counter have 1,000 counter, I was
Yeah.
like, this fixes the problem.
Hey, that was 6K later.
Yeah.
And he's this kid
Yeah,
leader.
and he gets a 6K
Why would we
buff.
not do this all the time? And now,
And I think 5/7 Ezo is still such a disgusting card.
yeah, but
And I do like the pool with red and green. Like maybe it's not the most synergistic, right? Is that a word?
It's
but,
not at all.
But yeah. But there's still a lot of
But
combos you can
search
with Wano and
Otama.
like yeah.
You can search Otama, which is soft removal, and also a 2K.
Otama.
Oh, Tom, no.
Otama.
But okay, it's like sure you can search on Tom. Well, what else?
Actually, I think if he was a green-yellow leader, he'd be better.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Valid.
Of course, because it's like sure they can search Otama, but
Yeah, but that'll
what,
already be Yamato.
what
Yeah, but 6K leader.
6K leader with the counter? I think that's better than Yamato every day. I think Yamato is so mid.
I think Yamato is a B tier leader. A
She
good
is.
B tier leader.
I think so too. What you're
Wait. We're talking about the latest one, right?
Yeah.
No, Yamato yellow.
Okay. Wait. Hold on. Let me think.
S tier.
Let me think. Hold on. But I would argue she still gatekeeps many other decks.
She does.
Yeah.
does.
She does.
Yeah.
That's why I think she's. That's why I think
That's
she's.
why I think she's a fascinating leader. Like, I guess you're right. Like,
Well,
she is prime B tier, right? Like, that is.
So what I'm thinking too, though, is like, at this point, because we have to think, in OP03, the leader that gate kept was, okay, so the benchmark for whether or not you were a meta was whether or not you could beat Katakuri in OP03. And then by OP05 was whether or not you could beat a Nell. And now it's whether or not you can beat Yamato. I think it's just yellow.
Valid.
I think literally what it is whatever the meta yellow deck is,
That's the benchmark.
how well can your rogue deck play into triggers and bullshit?
I'm not gonna lie. I know you said rogue, but for a second I thought I said you broke deck, and I was like, why are you insulting people that are just trying to build their decks?
Honestly, probably also applies,
Oh,
right?
damn.
Oh, imagine paying big money to play off meta.
Well, you say that, but there's a maxed out alternate art.
Dude, I had so much fun with Rocinante, though.
exactly.
Blue green Rocinante. Just like.
Laura has a maxed out rarity.
But that's just
I was doing that too!
Because it was cheap. Why would you do it?
Then you agree. It's cheap. It's a broke deck, even at max rarity.
It kind of is.
But that match, or that leader into yellow, I don't know. You know, I'm not saying it's too favored. You know, there's something there.
No, it's
I had such cope on that leader so much
Oh, he's obviously
for the kid because so like on the turn that they actually answer the kid, be like, oh, I'm gonna go 15k into kid. You're just like, all right, I'll use my leader to block it. Now,
If you're
in,
lucky to do that wombo combo with the Sanji Zoro, that is disgusting.
side
Assuming
note,
you can get it.
side note,
viral.
in buddy battles, Rosadante's broken. These 5 levels are broken in buddy battles.
Once he's at 0, he's just a free block.
Yeah.
Every turn.
And then like your teammate plays an L who has infinite life.
Oh, you're trying to steal me and Garen's strategy we didn't get to
We
execute.
made that up!
Did we?
Yes!
I think so, yeah.
I'm removing you from it. It was me and Garen now.
Oh, fuck me.
God, what was I gonna say? Oh, speaking of green, blue, Rosinante, right?
Yeah.
Now, we all know how rough it is, right? But let's take it back to what I was saying about Red Green Odin. What happens once Gecko's nerfed and Sokka's out of the end? Is there an
Yellow
argument for
steps
him?
up. No, I would for Rose.
He loses the law, but what else?
So for Odin,
No, not Odin.
for
Rosinante.
Rosinante. Oh no, there's nothing there. What do you mean? My leader ability is I die faster.
Yes.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
Is there a
I'm
green
trying to
card that
think.
heals me? Is there a blue one that does? Until there is, that dude literally says, "Hey, I will protect the character that is less value than my life, but I will spend a life to protect this character."
Well, you counter out of it.
The only thing Rosinante really realistically does, and I realized when I was talking to Laura about it, is actually on theme. The reason why
Kills himself? To
Yes.
save someone else?
Yes. Exactly, he kills himself to save someone else. But particularly, he saved Baby Law. Well, like Kid Law.
Baby Law kills himself.
Well, Kid Law. He saves Kid Law. That's why he protects all the little bodies, like your searchers, like your Bonnie. Because when they go 5K to Bonnie, that's when you go, okay, Rosadante counter.
Sorry. I would just think about Pawnee for set 7. I'm like, oh yeah, I think that's an interesting deck.
That's a good deck.
It's not even interesting. It's great.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
It's gonna be really
That's
strong.
well, because Basil Hawkins, we were talking
Let
about
me
it.
just lock down, hold down. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, thank God there's a card like Hawkins that exists where it's like, no, I don't care if you bottom deck, I don't care if you trash, no, I'm here.
I was gonna say,
Like, that's what green needs.
Yeah.
We need more of those, please, you know?
The counterplay to Basil is turning all of your little blockers and shit sideways because then they can't. Basil Hawkins has to rest something to save itself. So if there's nothing to rest, then it dies. However, there's a red-purple Law funny thing. Since Law bottom decks and summons at the same time, you can rest the thing that they just summon in order to save your Basil Hawkins instead.
That's cute. That's really cute. But okay, fine. Rather than green, blue, Rosinante, red, black, Sabo.
Who?
There's an argument for him, surely, right?
No.
He has cool plays, sure.
He
saves a guy.
He has Karasu,
That's the only thing he has going for him.
but is it enough?
No. You know who else has?
Oh, you guys both went to my no.
You know who else has Karasu? Dragon.
But
You know
Dragon's
who else?
ugly.
He's double
red.
Luffy. You loved Luffy.
Look, that's not. It's literally not the same leader.
It's not.
It's literally not the same leader.
It's his dad.
It is ×2.
It's bro. Oh my god. Luffy plays on curve. On 3 dot, he's dropping a 3 cost character. On 5, he's dropping a 5 cost character. On 7, he's dropping a 7 cost character. Not Dragon has to keep 2 dot open to attach to a character, unless you got little Namis on the board or whatever. But he's playing a turn behind because he's keeping 2 open for his leader ability at all times so that he can actually take advantage of it. That leader is ass. That leader is so cheeks, and I'm glad to see him do fucking nothing. I'm so.
Wait, I thought he rested Dawn.
He moves 2 Dawn that are given to a character already.
He moves 2 attached Dawn.
Oh, okay.
You didn't even know what he did? Oh my god.
I just assumed he did Luffy +2.
That would literally be
Yeah,
bad.
that's
That'd
what I
literally be
thought
bad.
Brother,
It's like, his dad. He's older, so he's old enough to move the extra Dawn.
Yeah, I mean, that can't make sense to me.
Bandai just invalidates the fucking face of the show.
First of all, we don't even know what Dragon does in the show, period.
True.
Realistically, I think his devil fruit power is
You think he's an elf fruit?
yeah.
Yeah, he has.
He has
I think
to.
so, too.
All he does is have this weird screen time where he has the awkward fruit, where he's just standing in awkward places and it's never relevant. Oh, it's the never relevant fruit. Because he's just never there. He wasn't there for Luffy growing up. That's why Luffy was raised by fucking mountain bandits.
Daddy was
There. Yep, I love it.
It's so crazy how there's so many things I need to know about the anime more than that. But it's also obnoxious knowing we're 1,100 chapters deep and we still don't know what he does. That's also kind of
Bro, we
stupid.
don't know what the fucking Revolutionary Army does.
We
That's
know
what-
more.
They don't
They
do
get
shit.
bodied.
We know more about Bello Betty than Dragon. If we met Dragon,
What do we know about Bello Betty?
she has boobs.
She's a
I think
baddie.
she's just
She's a
hit
baddie
that.
baddie.
What? She,
And guess what? That's more than what we know about Dragon.
We know Dragon has a
But no,
scar on
I'm
his
sure the
face.
hypothesis you guys heard, or the theory hypothesis.
the theory.
The theory is that like no, he has like a
weather fruit.
yeah,
Yeah,
with
yeah,
the wind
yeah,
or
yeah.
something. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because the whole thing of when Luffy was about to get executed over at Log Town.
Yeah, the whole
and then the lightning bolt came down, and then Smoker saw Dragon. He's like, "Oh, you're the one that set him free. You just couldn't let your son go."
What I want them to do is I want someone to have a water fruit. I want it. It would literally like imagine having the water fruit and being a water human and you just can't swim.
Well, hear me out. Isn't that kind of what Clefa is?
No, she has
Soap.
Yeah, but that's part water.
What the fuck are you talking about?
You can't make soap without
I thought
water.
you were talking about Who's the guy from Dopey's gang that sucks on
Trouble?
the pacifier? He had like a swim.
Sir
Senor
Sexy
Pink.
or whatever.
Senor Pink. Yeah. Isn't that kind of?
No. He
No,
can just swim.
He can swim in anything.
Okay, yeah.
He can swim in anything. But like, actually become water. Can actually, because think about how powerful it would be. You could just drown people.
I have a question for you.
Also, it's only seawater, salt water. So, like, if they're just making fresh water, it doesn't matter.
Can you tell me how you make soap without water?
You use fat. You use body fat and stuff like that.
Body fat.
I mean, that's how soap's made. So
Bro, that's literally how it's made.
No, but I'm saying
Lipids
no,
and
no, but the thing is, that's soap, but you can't make bubbles without water.
Sure, you can. You put soap in your hands, like a liquid soap, and then
The liquid soap that's combined with water?
It's not combined with fucking water.
Then how's it liquid?
What do you mean? Bro, so okay, think about this for example. All right.
Okay.
Because one, it just has to be a liquid. It doesn't have to be water. So like for example, I have a bar of soap in one hand
Okay.
and milk in the other. I can't fucking lather with milk.
I would.
All right, hold on.
What do you think now is that Yellow Black Luffy does here in the West now that everyone already is doing the
You've lost
starving
me, man.
strategy? I'm sorry. What I'm trying to say is, do you think that Yellow Black Luffy is going to do as good in the West now that everyone knows the strategy on how to counteract it, even if you're not playing the deck that beats it?
Are we talking like into EBO1 or just now? Well, I guess that's irrelevant.
Yeah, it's a week,
by
right?
week,
Yeah. By the time they see it, it might even be out already.
Yeah, because right?
Okay, so my immediate thoughts is it's kind of like the Enel effect where people just don't know how to play into it.
Yeah.
Give it leading into like set 7. I think people will like figure out the game plan, but does that mean you can still beat it? I don't know, right? Because it's hard to get at those like 9K swings. Like I'm still saying like maybe at a high level, you're like 9 rounds in. It's kind of like I know what to do. I know what like Uta does, but it's still annoying to like deal with the bodies, you know?
I feel like the deck. Okay. All right. So I feel like right now in pre-EBO1, I think the deck's mid. I think it's a very mid deck. I think the deck has like some of the highest high rolls that a deck can have at the moment, because you know the deck, if everything's going great, you're just a 9K leader every turn and all that blah blah blah.
Yeah.
The deck's not consistent right now, right?
Yeah.
It's not consistent. Opponent, because you don't have like floppy and stuff like that, there are less cards to put yourself on 0 and stuff like that. Your opponent can realistically just leave you on 2 and leave you to Duro. And if you don't just see the cards,
Yeah.
you'll just lose. If you don't draw the 8-cost Gecko, you'll just lose. So I think into a player that doesn't know the matchup, it's really rough. Now, once we do go into extra booster in like 4 or 5 days, probably, they get Flampe. Very different story.
And then OP07, they get new 5-drop Luffy.
I
Yes.
love that card.
I don't think the deck will perform as well here pre-EBO1. I think after EBO1 though. I think regardless, because the deck is a skill check. But I think also like at the highest level of play, like in a 9-round regional or whatever, usually those last 2 to 3 rounds anyway, you're usually playing against those like the best players anyway that the event has to offer. And they know how to play the matchup regardless. And those are the players who are like overseas in the East and everything. If Black Yellow Luffy was winning an event, he was playing into someone competent in the last few rounds anyway, right? He
Granted.
overcame that. So
Yeah.
I think he'll do good. I also think though that because we just love Sokka so much over here, I think he probably just gets bodied, right? I think Sokka just dumpsters him.
Well, yeah, but that's only until July.
Yeah, and then Sokka's gone.
Oh my god, that's right. We have our own ban list. Oh wait, no.
Wait. I thought set 7's June.
Yeah,
Right,
but in July, Sokka's
Oh, like
banned.
he's officially banned. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Got
I thought he got banned like June 24th or something.
It's the end of June.
It's the end of June.
it. Okay, gotcha.
Is that not going into OP07 though?
Yes, it's OP07 release date. It's
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Because 7 has the new reprint Sokka, right? As like a promo or something?
That I don't know. I know it's a promo in Japan.
I just know it's a promo,
Yeah.
and we're supposed to get it relatively around 7.
So to bring it back on topic, what are we talking about? I thought we were going to the anime, and now we're talking about.
You weren't here last week, so I would actually like to get your take. What is your stance on? There are 2 topics that I guess we're on topics. Okay. So the whole like.
Is it anything on content creation? Because I also feel like this is a good chance. Like, well, you got the guy who has 100,000 subscribers, so ask away.
We're already there.
Yeah.
We got 3,000.
There you go.
Bigger. You should be asking us.
Yeah.
Realistically.
I mean, I was asking you guys questions.
What would you like to know, Miles?
Yeah. So the
hate
microphone equipment, I like it. Who gave you the idea for the setup? I think this is fantastic.
That's all me.
Like you just had a vision.
I have.
You had that observation hockey on lock.
I have an eye for like decorating and shit.
Yeah.
I feel.
Dude, this is very good. Yeah. Not to blow smoke up your ass, but I am very impressed. So yeah. And I will also say this too. I think this is what's already distinguishing you from other One Piece content creators. Because you guys in the niche are already talking about the same things, right? But like, what gives you more personality? And I would even like strongly suggest everyone watching, what should I do beyond playing on the sim? This is actually like the example. So you setting the example, and I'm saying this like truthfully, you're gonna get far. I believe.
My God.
No.
My God.
And if people are wondering who the hell is this guy, well, just look me up on YouTube. There you go.
You know what? Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's all appreciated. And I will even say, Miles, you keep it up. This could be you.
Thank you.
It's like
Thank you.
I'm like, it's just like the one scene from Lion King. It's like, Simba, everything the light touches could be yours.
Yeah, I do like, because we do. I feel like in everything that we do for the most part, I feel like we never do the bare minimum. You know, I feel like we never do the bare minimum as far as content goes. Because even in more simplistic stuff and everything, one, just by having multiple different people, there's already multiple different perspectives and everything. Even if you don't agree with something someone says, like as a viewer back home or whatever, if you don't agree with me, odds are someone is going to voice your opinion, right?
Yeah.
So you can at least hear me argue against whatever the fuck it is you're thinking back home. So
No
there's
matter how wrong he is.
I feel like just between having different people and actually putting effort into the actual editing and everything and making sure everything looks visually nice and appealing and stuff, and then actually doing stuff like the set and everything, I think it feels I do like that it feels like the effort does go rewarded, you know.
Especially in the macro. Because in the beginning, like, yeah, you don't know what the hell you're doing. And then you look at the model of what other people in your niche is trying to do, and then you try to replicate that, and then you find out through that process, you're like, I don't know how far I can take this, or the people who are like being rewarded doing like, I don't know, playing on sim all the time.
Yeah.
That can only get them so far, and you'll find out like when you start branching out and doing experimental stuff, that like, oh, even if I like someone playing on the sim, and I'm just talking about like this niche specifically, right? I go to them for that one thing.
You got beef with the sim players.
Huh? No.
I hate them Sims.
No, I'm just saying, like, a lot of people, if I were to start a channel, like, what's the thing you would do, right? Like, you know, it's a market watch. It's talking about or trying to interview top players, which is now, like, a new thing I'm seeing more people do. Like, oh, what's going to give me clout is talking to the guy who came first in this regional or whatever, doing a deck breakdown, which is ironic because I already saw it from this one creator, but now I'm going to hop on and watch 4 other people talking about the same thing with the same guy, you know?
Yeah, that's so...
Yeah.
That is also something that's really crazy to me, because literally, I'll be talking to someone, I'll plan to talk to someone or whatever, and I'll just check YouTube, and if he already has, like, one interview out, and if it has less than 400 views, then I'll probably still bother, you know? Because it's like, well, no one's seen this, right? But, like, if it's doing well within the niche and everything, it's like, what incentivizes anyone to click? Now, I do think that would be the one thing. I think to see them interact with us, because I feel like I haven't done too many of them recently, since I'm not really a fan of it. But I do feel like small hat interviews do go very, very differently, because I feel like we pull more like personality out of the person that we're talking to and everything, and they're all to express themselves and shit post and shoot the shit basically. Whereas I feel like every other deck list, it's usually, or like interview or whatever, they're like, all right, what were the 50 cards? Thank you. It's like, okay.
Yeah. I think what's also really exciting too, and this is someone looking from the outside in, and as a content creator, this niche is so ripe for the picking because this game is only a year and a half.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And there's some people, I don't know if I want to name them. No, it's not even bad. Okay.
I live for this.
No.
I'll tell you this right now. Whatever you say, I'll support you. Whatever it is.
No. It's not. So I saw this from the VV theory, right? He was saying how in 1 year he went from 0 to 5,000 subscribers. That is actually so obnoxious to me in a good way, where it's like, do you understand? And I don't know if I told you guys this story, right? Like, it took me 3 months to hit 100 subscribers.
I was going to say 1.
It took me 6 months to hit 300, and it took me 1 year to hit 1,000, right?
Yeah.
So for you to go to 0 to 5,000 in something that's growing, not even like that expansive yet. Like, I know a lot of people are doing it now, but like, no. This is not like me trying to talk about anime, right? Like, how many anime creators are there? There's like dozens and dozens. How many like One Piece content creators, even if it's only card breakdowns, market watch, or playing on the sim, there's probably like 20. Like, that is crazy.
Yeah.
So everyone is winning. But why I think you guys will blow up in the macro is because of this. And that's why I commend you doing this now, because this is cool, right? Like, there's a lot of thought going into this. Of course you can do the deck breakdowns. Of course you can do the market watch, and people would like that because once you're a personality I want to enjoy, that is going to succeed more than the other stuff. But to be fair, like the VV theory and people who only play on sim, they're doing well because everyone wants to know, right? Like, I want to play the best deck, and I want to see this guy who plays this game on sim all the time, what the hell he's talking about, because it's way more than what I'm doing on a casual level.
Thanks.
Right? So there's so much value from everyone.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I have a question for you guys. So, I actually will check the comment section for this video.
Oh, me too.
So you don't for the others?
When I upload a video, I check the comment section for the first like 30 minutes to an hour, and then I don't look at it anymore. Because at that point, like, nonsense just starts showing up the comments and stuff. So, okay. Why do you guys watch market watch videos? Why do you like those? Because, like, I think those videos are so fucking boring and void of anything whatsoever. But you fuckers eat that shit up.
So I will tell you why. So I don't really watch too many market watches now. But
You used to- oh my, you're part of the
when I was more into Yu-Gi-Oh, there were a few market watches that I would just like watch religiously, and the reason, at least for me, was it was almost kind of like lo-fi music in the background, where it's kind of like it's something I could listen to, and I'm kind of following along, but I don't need to necessarily like pay attention to every bit. But the moment it's like this went up, I'll be like, oh. And then like I'll go like, oh, like this went up in price. I'll be like, oh, I'll switch to tab over, see what cards they're talking about. Oh, okay. And then be like, oh, I'll probably pick those up after work. And then from there, pop back to what I was originally doing.
Really?
Yeah. And it's just one of those
I feel
things where
like-
it's just something in the background.
I feel like they're not doing that well. Okay, so here's my thing. I love the thumbnails for all of them, right? Because thumbnails is just something I study religiously, and I still try to like figure out, on my end. So those thumbnails always look captivating, where it's like, this is up, or you see the arrow down. I'm like, okay, let me
I
see.
need to know.
And then I'm like 2 minutes in, and then just what you just said, I'm like, oh man, I don't care. This is like the thumbnail got me in, and then I start hearing it, and they're like, well, today 8 cost is valued at this, and yada yada yada. And now let's talk about Isho, because Isho is going to be popular in set 7 for Moria, and I'm like, oh man, okay. Next,
Bro, like,
and that's not to discredit people who do those things. I'm just telling you, like, again, as a guy who makes YouTube videos, as a guy who's passionate about this niche and who consumes all this content, it always sounds so attractive in the first like 2 minutes, and I'm like, I can't wait to like learn about this. And then I hear it, and I'm like, I don't care.
no, I don't. It just does nothing. Like, I've actually never even clicked on it. I've never clicked on
wow.
one because you already know what's going to be in it. I may not know which cards are fluctuating or anything, but I know I'm not gonna make any financial decisions based upon this video anyway.
Sure.
It's not gonna influence me in any way, so it's like, why click on it?
Sure.
The closest I ever came was there was one video where the thumbnail had a picture of Blurple Crocodile alt leader and an arrow pointing up, and I was like, that's funny. Oh, but that was the extent of it, because it was like, I don't know, and that's why we've never done a market watch.
No.
And I don't think we ever will.
I wouldn't even do one on my own channel. So
Bro, 'cause I feel like a market watch is about as effortless as like cracking packs on camera, or like a box opening or something.
See, but isn't the hot take is that? But that's why that's a niche and that's so hot for people who like do watch that, right? Like opening up packs, right? Like you can think whatever you want.
Okay.
There's clearly a market for it,
To be fair, you say that, but whenever someone buys a box over at Sunshine or wherever, are you not standing around the table seeing what
Well,
they
because
pull?
we're at the local. So,
But that's no different.
no,
The whole
it's
point.
literally different.
No,
I'm
it's
gonna
not.
tell you why it's different.
Tell me why it's different.
One is
Tell
I'm
me
at a
why.
local, and there's fuck all else to do. The other is I am on the internet with countless everything at my disposal. Why the fuck am I gonna waste my time watching this?
Okay.
I'm
So,
going to click on the
it's
fucking.
very similar to and I mean hopefully someone has played craps so that way they can kind of like understand where I'm coming from with this.
correlation.
So because the thing
Causation.
is, if you ever played craps over at a casino, only one person's actually rolling dice. Everyone is just betting on what the one person rolling the dice is going to roll. But it essentially becomes like a party bet, where it's like everyone's riding this high of like gambling and whatever together, and it's like a different atmosphere. Usually when you're gambling in a casino, you're by yourself, you're just gambling. But it's almost like you're gambling as a party. Now when your friend is cracking packs at the locals, you're there with him, and then when he gets hyped because he pulled alternate or
manga rare or
whatever,
whatever,
you
yeah.
can get hyped with him. It's almost like because you have to realize when most people are on the internet, most of these people are by themselves. That's why they're on the internet for the most part. And it's one of those things that sometimes you just want to find that sense of camaraderie somewhere.
Okay.
That's just the truth. Now, is it sad and depressing? Sure.
I would
But-
give you that argument for watching someone at my local crack packs.
Okay.
I don't think it translates, however, to watching a random person on YouTube cracking packs. Because I don't give a fuck about the person on the other side of the screen.
I disagree.
Okay.
Thank you.
I disagree.
Go for it.
Yeah. And I think the easy answer is like what happened during the pandemic, the whole Logan Paul effect, where this just became so revitalized, where like, yeah, maybe you won't care about me, right? But like, someone's a fan of Leonhardt, so to see him pull Charizard before he pulled it like for the 1 millionth time, you know, like that was just so captivating for that suspense. What you just said, that whole like, oh my god, what is he gonna do? And now let's say like, I'm gonna like push heavy on this, because now let's fast forward to the future when you have like 20,000 subscribers, and I'm a fan of you specifically, and I've seen this journey of you opening up these boosters where you never got that manga card,
And
then
finally
you
got
finally
it.
pulled it. It's like this huge like conclusion to this story where I'm like, oh my god, I'm so happy that even if I don't personally know you, just as a fan, I'm just now full of joy where I'm like, oh my god. Right? You see what I'm saying?
And we brought it. We got him there.
No, that's a fan though. That's
Right?
a fan.
Yes.
Yeah.
But okay, all right.
That's the point.
The
all
majority-
the subscribers of all these people are fans.
The majority.
Can I
Because
say
you're not doesn't mean that there aren't
No.
other people.
The majority. Okay. All right. So if a video has like in the One Piece space, right?
Yeah.
If a video has like, I don't know, say like 1,000 views, right? Let's say just 1,000 views. You think that's 1,000 fans?
Yes.
I think
No!
I think
A
there's a
thousand
lot
people
of
gave a thousand people gave a fuck enough to be like, I want to see what that man pulls, and if he pulls hot, I'm happy for him.
Yeah. Now, I will say, a bit unrelated in the local level, I thought the selfish, funny reason you were going to say is, I'm going to watch to see what my homies pull, because if they pull the good shit, I hope my sealed box isn't the bad shit.
Yeah.
You know, where like where
That's
you're talking like Paramount War, where you're like, man, I hope I don't get the mask dues.
I will say this. My favorite is when someone buys like half a box and they crack the packs, but then like there's like 2 people that are watching, but they're closer to the register than others, so that the moment they pull and there's no alt-arts, they buy the rest of the box. Like, no, I'll buy the 6 packs. Fuck it.
I've done that.
I know you've done that. I've seen you do that.
That's how I pulled alt-art Nami in OP01.
Yep.
Damn.
Oh my god.
No, I don't know. I just feel like
I think you're being a Debbie Downer right now.
Yeah.
You think
I feel like there's so many people who would just love to see their favorite content creators pull something, and even if I never heard of you and that thumbnail had the manga card, I want to just fast forward to that specific moment for you to freak out.
Actually,
we should start throwing the manga in every thumbnail.
You won't believe this, you know?
I have a question for you, Chris.
What?
Kanye West posted that.
Bro, I'd watch him do anything.
my point exactly.
Did you see? I don't know if you guys saw, but Kanye recently uploaded on YouTube today.
Jesus Christ.
God, let's pull up his YouTube channel.
Well,
And hold on. So while you do that, you said you had 2 questions for me from like last week that you asked someone else.
Oh, right. Well, we got way off.
Okay.
We got
He's
way
gone.
off track.
I don't even know where he was gonna go with that.
Kanye has a new upload. Oh, we can't say that.
Oh god.
We can't.
Oh,
Never mind. We pivot away.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
So this is the official channel.
wow.
He actually. Okay.
Is that
anyway,
the name of the song?
No. You made an announcement.
God, bro, if you talk about it, if you talk about it,
You
you're
gotta
gonna have
decide to
edit
confirm
it.
your age.
Okay. So, last week,
No way.
we just.
I'm looking at that title like, what? Dude, God, man. Poor Kanye.
I think one of the top comments, I think the top comment on it was like, I think he's lost it.
Yeah.
Now?
Yeah, no, yeah.
But,
Did he ever truly have it?
No.
last week we discussed 2 topics that the comment section was very passionate about. So I'd like to hear yours, guys.
Ooh, okay,
So,
yeah.
the first one was.
Oh, no.
Online events. There's rampant cheating and everything.
Okay.
And a lot of people think that we should just do away with events entirely. What's your stance on this? What do you think?
I think that's a horrible take.
I think so too!
No. Just for, look, even if there is cheaters, and of course I don't condone it, and yes, it's probably easier to cheat online, all this stuff, you have to imagine all the people who just don't maybe have a good locals, or who just can't travel, and like life, like we all know how shitty the world is on fire right now, right? Like
True.
people can't even afford rent and they got 2 jobs, you know? And if this is their only solace, right? To like do one thing that makes them happy and to even compete at somewhat of a competitive level, they have to exist.
Yeah, they're just
You know, and the fact that there's even an opportunity for something like this, I think is such a wonderful thing for people who like, okay, maybe I'll never be a top player, but for me to even get some decent prizing because I had this chance, right? Like, I think online events should exist, you know? But to the other side of that is that, I don't know if it's Bandai or whoever, if you cheat, you gotta get the fuck out. Like, that's it. You are out.
But
Like,
the
you
thing
are
is-
out.
the
Like,
thing is,
why is
there's
there a slap on the wrist and people still, like, go on competing? Like, no. You get maybe 6 months ban, and if you do it again, you're out. But for me, I think if you're even cheating at a card game level, you got some fucking problems.
You do.
And you just gotta get out. Like, that's it.
Because it was last week, so when we were discussing this, I brought up an example. I brought up a couple examples of people cheating and going unpunished.
Yeah.
One of them that happened was somebody was winning their die rolls with loaded dice. So they got a judge, and the judge confirmed that they were using loaded dice.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think that the penalty to this was? You have confirmed someone is cheating and using loaded dice. What is the punishment? What is
They
reasonable?
should lose that match, right? Or whatever.
Now, what if I told you the actual response was, okay, now re-roll using different dice. They had them re-roll with different dice.
Yeah.
You guys watched last week, so you guys already heard this, but they had them re-roll with different dice, and then after so they do the re-roll, right? Now, the guy that cheated, he rolls like a 6 or whatever. It's irrelevant. The guy that wasn't cheating, though, he rolls a 12. And then the cheater says to him, now who's using loaded dice?
You can't make this up, right?
No.
No,
Bro, like-
this is so obnoxious.
But
This is so obnoxious. No.
You
So-
confirmed he was cheating. It's all video recorded, everything. There's evidence. You
Yeah.
caught him in the act red-handed, and there's no penalty. Another guy got caught cheating. It was the guy.
I think I saw that video with like the counter where like he threw all his cards
Yeah,
out.
Yes.
you throw everything there.
Okay, I'm sorry. If I saw that shit happen to me, it's like, bro, this is not how we do this. Like, we know how this is done. I'd be like, why did you do that?
Now keep in mind, that guy in that video
Yeah.
is the #1 ranked player.
No. It was. Yes, that was number one. That was the
Yes.
number one ranked player.
He's
That
the
was
number
that
one ranked
cheating
player.
scandal. There's so many cheating scandals that I almost mixed it up with another one. Because that one was really bad too. Because it was literally, he swung at the guy. The guy had a Porcelino blocker. He blocked with it and put it in the
Yeah.
trash. Then he swung for like 11 or something. The guy drops his entire hand in the trash. Then the guy's like, how much counter is that? Then he pulls his trash out and just starts counting the counter in the trash.
Including the Borsalino.
Including the Porcelino.
Yeah.
Oh, and then he helps the Borsalino, and then the guy's like, you had 4 cards in hand. And he goes, yeah, 4 cards. And he moves the cards, not the Borsalino.
Yeah.
And then he was like, I thought you said that you countered with 12. He's like, no, I was saying, yeah, I counter 11, you got it. He's like, no.
Wait, hold on. So what was the result? So that guy obviously like...
He lost.
He lost.
Okay, he
So-
lost.
And he tried to
lost.
cheat to get
But
the
he
win,
tried
but
to-
he got
Yes.
caught in the act.
Yes.
Wow.
Because he said 12 outright.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then he's waiting for the opponent to to say pass so that he can kill him on the crackback. But then he goes, so I win. He goes, and then he goes, what do you mean? He goes, I swung 11. He goes, yeah, I countered. And he spreads his hand. He goes, you had 4 cards in hand. And he's like, yeah. And he goes, so you guarded 11. He goes, yeah, 11. Yeah, you got it. And it's like, no.
That's what I said. It's like,
Exactly.
Wow.
When you lose in One Piece, it's very, yeah, you got it, bro, whatever.
Yeah.
We're not doing this weird, awkward thing that you're just like, yep. Did you forget that you won?
Yeah,
Alright,
that's what I
my
said.
turn.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
and
it's
you know
crazy.
that's the problem, right? Because they're not really going punished. It's like, and I think now, especially because these cards are like so
Yeah,
crazy.
it's money.
I mean, it's like what that Luffy is like $14,000, $10,000, whatever. It's like
Something crazy.
yeah. So if and let's say this is like my full-time job, right? I stopped doing YouTube. I stopped doing my 9 to 5. This is my job,
Start
and I have
uploading
to
the
win.
manifest.
Yes, yes, certainly.
goddamn, why-
And, like, and here I am.
I'm just
Now
the
here I
dead
am
horse you
in this
kick, don't you?
finals. I'm gonna get evicted because I'm just so hardcore into this match. Like I have to win this card. Yeah, and you can see cheating goes uncontested, right? Yeah, it's like you're almost incentivized at
You
that
are.
level.
You
Like if
literally
you
are.
really are like doing this ride or die, whatever,
Right.
you know. And I think that's unfortunate, right? Like that's a whole shitty situation to even be in that position, right? But why aren't they being punished?
I don't get it.
And
I
I
don't
think
get it.
that is the biggest problem. Like I don't understand why they're even lax with it, right? It's like no, you're
No, it does
cheating
not make
in
sense.
this card game, right? You are banned for like 6 months, or be banned for a month, right? And now let's assume I got caught cheating again. I think after the second time, well, I think it should be the first time. You're just fucking out.
You're
right?
gone.
Like you're gone. Because now what would that do? That would also enforce like, oh shit, they are not playing around. So I definitely don't want to be caught even attempting to do this, because now you'll also be like, I know like, hey, you shouldn't like bully people online, blah, blah, blah. But if you're like this ranked player #1 and you are known to be a cheater, no, burn them at the fucking stake.
True.
So,
I feel like you can't even like give them the leniency of the one cheat though, because if that's me, if I know that I have a warning, I'm just gonna save it for like where it matters the most. It's gonna be like, okay, we're now at Nats or whatever, and if I win, I get that $50,000 Kaido just for 3rd place.
yeah.
So it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna cheat here, right?
Yeah.
And I think the worst part, and I don't know if you said this, is that, okay, we caught them with this one video. So how many earlier videos or just games has there been where the other person didn't know, they didn't see what was happening, and they just cheated outright? So now they're like, yeah, I won match 2 because maybe my opponent didn't care, or he's new into the game and he was just getting his prize cards. So I'm going to do something and him not notice at all, you know?
Yeah, no, because it's literally that. And it looked like you were gonna say something, Manny.
No. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, because it's like we're only seeing the ones that get caught.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many are there then?
Yeah.
So what I was gonna say was, I'm not sure. I know a while back ago we talked about it, but like, was One Piece your first like real card game that you got into competitively?
Yes, if you don't count like Yu-Gi-Oh, like I tribute summon 2 monsters to bring out Dark
Okay,
Magician. Okay. But this is like first.
So Yu-Gi-Oh, and Chris and Nick could vouch for me with this. Yu-Gi-Oh, especially during when like Exceeds monsters was coming in, and then Yu-Gi-Oh started getting more of like this TV like following with like YouTube or whatever, and then there was ARG and all that, especially ARG, because ARG was essentially, hey, we're gonna do Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments, but they're cashed out because Konami wasn't doing that.
Yep.
And so people were really into ARG, and ARG always streamed. There was cheating caught left and right over at ARG.
I didn't
And
remember that.
you don't remember that?
I didn't remember there was like that much cheating.
Right.
Bro, I remember a fuck ton of cheating. And but the whole point is that even at ARG, where it's not even Konami sanctioned events, if you got caught cheating at ARG, minimum from if I recall correctly, 2 years from the ARG circuit. From the ARG circuit. And then if Konami caught Konami,
You're just gone.
you were gone.
You're fucking gone.
You were gone, depending on
Thank
the
you.
cheat.
Wow.
If you got
It shouldn't even
caught,
be depending on the cheat, but
no,
yes.
no, because it was because they had to do it because technically. So, for people that may know, or have never experienced, when you're shuffling cards and in sleeves and you had them for a while, sometimes the corner gets bent because you're playing with the edges of your card. If that ever gets bent, you may not realize if you're just shuffling cards and you're not looking at the back corner, but if that's bent, your opponent can call you for marked cards. And
Gone for life.
and you won't be gone for life over that sleeve. So
Okay, that makes sense.
yeah,
Okay.
so
all right.
So, but the thing is not because whether or not you're cheating or not, you technically have a marked card. Now, just a little cheat thing to always keep an eye out for your opponent. Always look at the corner of their sleeves, see if there's bent marks. Number 2, always check your opponent's cards. If they have their hand and their sleeves look new, and they have it against the table, and they start playing around on the cards on the table, double check the deck, because sometimes if there's a good card in hand, while they're against the table, they pull the card up, let the sleeve bend, and then shuffle it back in. So now they know the bent corner is the card that they saw earlier.
I know one of the comments we were getting a lot of was like, how do I prevent people cheating?
Always
against
cut.
me?
Always cut the deck, and 80% of the cheats are done.
Always cut deck.
ABCs always be cut.
Always be cutting.
And also, for online events especially,
Record yourself.
it's a habit I already do a lot, but you should
Okay.
really always be asking your opponent how many cards are in there.
Yep.
Okay. I thought you were gonna say the whole recording thing, because in the
Well,
2 or
that.
3 webcams that I've done, like I never thought about it. I heard people prior, because I guess there was some cheating. I mean, there's always now some cheating, unfortunately.
cheating, yeah.
Yeah, where I think it was Orange Samurai made that video about like always like record, or like always ask like how many cards they have in
Yeah.
their hands, all this stuff. And yeah, can I just say, even if I have to do that because of like what is going on currently, right, with the online stuff, that's so silly. You know, like to me, I'm just like, why? Like, I know why people would do this, but it's like, I don't even like taking that
Is
extra
this
step,
where-
and I already have like my OBS set up.
That's
You know,
why I wasn't, because that's why I wasn't even gonna like, because I honestly, realistically, that's probably the main thing you should be doing, recording your games.
yeah.
But I don't even know how like accessible that is or whatever. Because I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of people would ask in the server or whatever, and they're always like, what software do I get to record and all that? I feel like the average person is. I feel like if you add even that step in there, it's probably too much for like 60% of people minimum.
Another thing for online events, now for your and someone can confirm me if I'm wrong, but I know when I did one, how I asked my opponent to cut the deck when they would shuffle and cut the deck.
Yeah.
I would tell them I want X amount of cards off the top put to the bottom. Because if your opponent cuts a deck, they might as well just be stacking the deck anyways.
Yeah.
But if you go, hey, I want you to cut the deck, but I want you to cut the first 15 cards, put them to the bottom. Because now I'm not letting you control it, and they have to lay it out in front of you to show 15, then put it underneath.
I know what I always do is I always have them cut into thirds and then put the middle over the left and then put that new stack on top of the other stack. Because that's how I cut in IRL.
Yeah.
You know?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, bringing it back though, so were those the 2 questions about like, should we have online tournaments and what do we think of cheaters?
More or less.
I didn't remember what the second question
Okay,
was.
gotcha.
Those were one and
Okay,
the same. I
okay.
don't remember what the second... Oh, I guess it's not too important, but...
Yeah.
The second question, the second topic we discussed very thoroughly was, like, Yellow's place in the game, whether or not Yellow is a problem, whether or not, like, Yellow needs to be dealt with in some kind of way, if 10 Mom really does justify a ban and stuff like that.
So is it, what do I think of Yellow right now as a whole?
Basically,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy because I think they put themselves in a like, what's the expression? They put themselves in a corner, right? With like Yellow's like, okay, when Canada came out, it's like, yeah, there was some stuff, but what made it fair, right, is that you had to discard a card to play the Cracker and the what's the other one?
And it wasn't even fair back then.
Yeah.
The Cracker,
What's
the Pero Sparrow.
Pero Sparrow, we can call him Pero though. Pero, it started with a P, yeah.
The smoothie.
Yeah. But now, like, you know, when you jump...
They're just coming out for free.
Yeah. And they also have so much more utility, right? Like, it'd be one thing if the Frankie was like, yeah, you play it and you draw a card, but then make them not have a counter, right? You have a 2K on top of that. Like, it doesn't matter what you get with Frankie now because, like, you have so much utility depending on the situation.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah. So, I think in the future, this is going to be a problem, right? Or they now have to, like, what do you call it? Like strengthen all the other colors to kind of like contest, but it's still such a slow rat race to that, right? Because like I feel like every set now there's like maybe some utilities, right? Like green desperately needed a card like Hody Jones. Like God, like give green more of that, right? Or give them something, right? And it's like they throw a bone to like Hody Jones for green players, but then like what do you do for yellow? Here's reject, right? That's it didn't need it, bro. And that's why that card is gonna be banned for a reason. But but what is the future going to set 8 beyond, right? Because of like the whole pudding and like, I don't know if you saw that like Big Mom card that looked like, you know, she got like jizz on her face, where it's like, like, hey, when you play this card, like you get a Dawn, and if you have less Dawn, you get another one. You never.
The 3-drop event.
Yeah. It's like, guys, we don't that card should not exist for that like yellow.
You know what's funny? They come active, so you get
Are they active?
Yes. So you ramp. You technically ramp.
It costs 1.
You cost 1 to ramp 2.
What the fuck? Oh my. It's crazy too. It's like I didn't even pay attention to the card's art, so I didn't know that she was getting nutted on. But
I mean, she was eating cake. Whatever. You watch the anime, but
because
we all know the truth.
I just read the effect because my takeaway from it was, holy shit, Purple Crocodile can play this card. Ramp 2 Dawn and draw a card off of it. But he's even getting 2 active Dawn out of it. That's actually insane. And they just revealed a new purple. They revealed a new purple.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. They also revealed a purple 9-cost Big Mom. Like an hour ago, maybe.
Oh, wait, what does it do?
It's really dumb. It's a 9-drop 9K that says -1 Dawn, discard a card, heal a card from the top card of your deck to your life, then put a 6-cost or lower character from your opponent's field into the bottom of their life.
That's obnoxious.
Bro,
what the
Purple
hell?
Crocodile goes insane!
Fucking stop.
So, okay. So what's the problem here? Do they have to start banning things or restricting things?
Well, they already did that before.
So 1, I think we need to start utilizing our ban list more often. 2, I think we need to stop. I think right now they're in this whole pigeonhole. It's like we either ban it or we limit it to 1. Limit some cards to 2.
Yeah.
Some cards aren't powerful enough to justify a ban or anything, but make them less consistent, less reliable to see them.
Yeah.
Because did you guys talk about this last week then, where it's like, okay, the people who make the game, they probably know some stuff, but like it's really the top players who really test these things out to say like, yeah, this is why reject ultimately should be banned.
So funny thing is about that same topic, and it's on a different franchise, but the community over there is having the same uproar. So Games Workshop that makes Warhammer 40K, they have the same problem because the players are complaining that Games Workshop doesn't fully, like when they make the models and the codexes and the rules, that they don't fully comprehend what they're doing. Because, and now there's this YouTube channel called 40K Art of War, and they are all the top players. The moment a player talks, they join Art of War, and it's just this giant franchise on YouTube. And everyone's like, why doesn't Games Workshop just ask them to do it? And it's not just like, oh, they're just the most popular Warhammer channel on YouTube. No, they are on par with people following them as Warhammer Workshop themselves, and it's crazy. And then because they're the only ones that win, no one wins those events outside of the guys from Art of War. So people are like, why don't you just have them do it? And which is back to what you're saying. Get all the pro One Piece players and have them be like, just invite them, because like, cause even YouTube does this.
I know the fighting game.
And bring them together and be like, hey, what should we do?
Yeah, because I know the fighting game community does this a lot, where they're like, here's a new Street Fighter, so we're gonna have like Daigo and Justin Wong come play test this for like 2 weeks straight to tell us problems, right? And the people who make like Capcom, I know specifically anyway, like those are already people who used to be pro fighting game players on the development team.
Yeah.
And they still want the advice of their like fellow confidants to help them like iron it out.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, when you look at that like big that 9-cost Big Mom, the purple, why is it doing now what like blue does? So now you get the purple, right? Because every color has like an identity. So that Big Mom does yellow stuff. Now also bottoms deck a 6-cost or less from the opponent.
No,
puts it
put
into
this
life.
life.
Oh, puts it to
It
life.
puts the bottom of the life.
Okay. Okay. I'm like, whoa, it's bottom decking?
It's purple doing yellow things.
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
is that what's going to worry you in the future when purple does yellow and green does black and blue does red? Like, is that a problem, or is that the way to equalize it like going forward?
I feel like
Does that
that's
make
how
sense?
you equalize it, but I also feel like that defeats the entire purpose of color identity.
Yes, I agree.
So-
I agree.
I
Because now it seems like they're already running out of ideas, and they're like, well, let's make purple do yellow stuff and vice versa. You know?
So this is how I see it. I think it's because when they intend a card to be played with a specific leader, they do that. So for example, like the purple croc that heals, obviously the best variant of crocodile is Blurple Croc.
of course.
But that card came out with the yellow purple croc, which, because the croc heals, that's obviously a yellow identity, but there's the leader that has purple yellow. So that's where I think those cards shine. And now this is maybe just a small hot take from me, because I usually have the hottest take and no one agrees with me. That's fine. But I think what it is that most of the leaders that have like those blended effects where it's like, I'm a this color leader, but I kind of lean towards this color, they usually stay in the deck that they have that combination, and they're not really played in like the mono version of the deck or whatever, because they need that other half to help them facilitate that busted effect. And the reason you think it's busted is because you're thinking as the color as a whole, but then when you get that and put it in that card in the vacuum, you're like, it's actually not that crazy. Because realistically, like, it's a 9-drop card, you're paying a dog, which isn't really a big issue in purple, and you're discarding a card, and then like you get the heal, but then like what happens if I don't have a character for you to bounce, or like I just have some wimpy searcher? You gave me a heal.
Yeah.
So like the card is just to me.
Yeah, and I think there's 3 things to it. So one, let me just at least be positive in knowing that like, okay, Bandai printed a card recently like Reject, but then quickly also found out, okay, this is too broken. They at least acknowledge it and banned it. So I do have hope that if cards like that Big Mom exist and things can become too obnoxious, I do have faith that down the road, even if it is like a set later, that if it really is that problematic, then it's gone. The other part is, how many times have you guys said it earlier, and I agree, where like you'll look at a leader like Yellow Green Yamato, you'll look at leaders like Red Green Odin, and you're like, this is gonna sound so insane, and then in practice it doesn't do that much, or it's okay, you know? So
really that happened with Landolano twice.
yeah. And I forgot the third point, but you know, those first 2 points was pretty good.
I think that purple Big Mom is so good because
she also only minuses 1 Dawn.
She only minuses 1. Literally, purple. They're only because right now the boss monsters, because Kaido's leader locked. 10 drop puts you back on 0, okay. Right? So it's just Kaido. This is purple's first big body. That one, it just gives you a card. You discard a card, but then you heal a life. So you basically break even. You break even and you stop an attack. But in addition, and then if the removal is relevant, and there is that too. But also, it's a big body that you can establish, and then you can play it again next. Like, you can't 9-drop Kaido, 9-drop Kaido. Like, purple cannot put big bodies on board back to back. She's the first time that they're able to do that.
Gotcha. And thank you. And that was the third point. So as long as they're leader locked, or some are and some aren't, it's like I think they're also trying to get better at that too. Right. And this is just me being optimistic anyway. But
I hate that she's not leader locked, because I think if you're going to make a color, if a color is going to break the whole color identity chart and touch into another color, it should at least be locked to the leader that dabbles in that other color. That's why like with the purple Croc healing, right? Like you were talking about before, he belonged to Purple Croc, and Purple Croc has yellow color pool also, so it makes sense he should be able to heal. But he's leader locked so that no other purple leaders are healing, because they shouldn't be healing, because that's not a purple identity.
True.
So that's why I hate that she is not leader locked.
But she can do other things.
Yeah, because now all purple leaders have all of a sudden gained the ability to heal, and they shouldn't be able to do that. I just do not like that. It muddies the waters of color identity.
That makes sense.
Because it's also like the Rush was an identity that was unique to Red, and they start giving it to everybody. It's not locked in any way, and now
I don't want to hear it. Blue still don't got it.
That's Rush Usopp.
He's not a real card.
What do you mean he
Chris
ended
lost
my
to him.
run?
Oh, that's right. He did it. Right.
But literally, like, because Rush has become so oversaturated, it's fucking everywhere. Red doesn't really have an identity anymore. Their only identity is power manipulation, and that's just worse destruction, cost-based destruction. So Red's just like, what do you do? Literally, if you want to play Red at this point, it's Whitebeard hurting himself to draw a card. Like, that's not Red, that's Whitebeard.
Yeah.
So Red's like in the worst spot it's ever been in. Marco's finally coming out. He's going to try to take advantage of power reduction and all that.
Sure.
Drawing cards every turn.
And that's because that's literally, well, that's the blue hat.
And putting literally cripples.
Well, he's not really drawing. He's filtering.
He's cycling a card, and he is, or
Minusing 2,000 somewhere.
he's scrying.
Yeah.
He's scrying a card every turn, which is his blue half. But like, that's where Red is right now. Like Marco, they're like, what do we do to give him a Red leader ability? And it's like power reduction. That's all they have. They have nothing. There's nothing unique to Red anymore.
I think Red. I think is the only one that has unblockable.
No, blue.
No.
Blue Diablo Jambe.
Oh yeah.
Blue Diable Jambe.
Well,
but also there's like
yeah.
a blue Garp that already has unblockable.
Oh, okay.
Also.
Then never mind then.
Like, I don't.
So that point of Big Mom is like, wow, that makes so much sense. I understand why you're frustrated. So I don't have anything to say to that. It's like, yeah, it's only honestly like, we'll see what happens in like 6 months. You know?
Should have been leader lock. Like, because even if the card doesn't turn out to be insane, it still sets a terrible precedent.
Sure.
It sets a bad precedent.
Yeah. It's like testing the waters.
Yeah,
to see how the community feels, and then they will know, okay, this is so much of an uproar, now we can take it back, right? But if people are like for it, then yeah, then what's the next color identity that's going to kind of swap like that big boss monster or whatever, right? Like even that new yellow searcher, that parrot. It's like Toucan Sam. It's like, dude, why are you drawing 7 instead of 5? Like, why is this the new standard now? But maybe that leader just desperately needs it. I don't know. But even then, that's like an example of me like, or a good example of what I was just saying of testing the waters. Because now what happens when new searchers are, you look for 7 now. Right? Yeah. And probably print more money because, like, you gotta make that new Nami card that searches 7 Straw Hats instead of 5, right? Or now it's kind of like the Gordon thing where it's like, no, now you have the searcher Nami that does 5 and then like another one that searches 7, you know? Yeah.
I think it, cause it's like if we're already like for example, so yellow already healed, and now there's purple yellow leaders that are gaining purple cards that heal, like. What point is, like, for example, I don't know, say they want to support green, yellow Yamato, and then they print a green generic card that heals, you know? And it's like, just where does it stop?
I think you're right, where when it comes to leader colors that blend into when characters have a color and they blend into another, I think there needs to be some level of restriction. Like, you know what's a good one? And it still could be used in any deck that could support blue? Is the ulti. The blue ulti that is the Omni Search.
Yeah.
Because that one says you can use it in any blue deck, but it has to be multicolored. So that means you can't use it in monos where you could just search for whatever. It's like, oh, it has to be a multicolored leader, and because you're playing a multicolored leader, there's some form of a nerf to it. Whether it's you have 4 life, or whether it can't attack, or whatever, you know?
On the topic, I would like to bring up one last topic. It's still relevant to what we were discussing, but it also ties back to what we were talking earlier with yellow. And how, like, as the color pool grows and everything, like, yellow just becomes a problem, right? Yeah. All these triggers at some point you can run 50 triggers. Mm-hmm. What do you think is the fix to yellow's problem moving forward? I already know what I think it is.
Is it the
Me and Darren talked about it. What was it?
You and Darren talked about it?
Yeah, we talked about it.
So what do you guys think the fix is then?
Okay.
You can only play
this
20
is what
triggers.
I think you were going to say, maybe you already said it earlier, isn't just restricting cards. Like restrict it, right? So instead of having 4 pages, you have like 1 to 2, you know?
So here's...
Oh, I remember it now.
What?
The one that me and Garen talked about was that you could only use 1 trigger during the turn.
I don't think that fixes it, because if they hit 1 trigger every turn, that's still fucking...
No, but like, so like on turns where it's like beige Sanji or double beige, only 1 beige is going off.
Right.
The other beige just goes.
You just pick up a 2K.
You just pick up 2K. Or the same thing with the Sanji. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, like, if you pick up the Sanji, you're like, do I bank on the Sanji being the blocker, like the blocker, and then like let's say there's I'll make a heal trigger later, I'm just gonna miss out on now. So it's on you being like, do I bank? Like, because if you're on a high roll, then I want you to high roll at the moment. I want you to be like, give up on the blocker because you believe there's a better one later.
I don't think that fixes the problem though, because like you could still just lose games to like the 1 bad. Like say you're playing a perfectly fine game in a Katakuri and then you lose to the base trigger. It's like they only have the 1 trigger for the turn. Well, I think the fix is, because I think it also just like future proofs everything too. I think that triggers should be leader locked. Like for example, if all yellow, like look at Katakuri for example currently, like if Amaru trigger was locked to Skypiea leaders. And Kikunojo was locked to Wano leaders. Like realistically, you would only ever have like 3 to 4 triggers at your disposal if you had to play the ones that matched you, like Katakuri for example. And not only would that be the case, but also it'd be like not only do you have like 3 or 4 at your disposal, but they're not even all great. You know, like you'd have to play shit like Smoothie again, right? And like the guy that's
I see what you're saying now.
I think that
I really like
is the
that.
fix.
Yeah,
I think
that's the fix too.
Because every time you go into a matchup, you know what like triggers are available to that leader, which ones you have to play around.
So then, how would you work cards like? And I'm just giving an example, and it's because obviously, I pretty much just say this as we have examples of it now, and then obviously they'll make better cards later that could fall with the same problem. So you know how in set 1 we only have one scientist card.
Yes.
Now with that said, let's say the one scientist card had a great trigger.
Right.
But we have no leaders that are scientist focused.
Right.
How would I use this card if triggers were then leader locked?
They just
It doesn't have to have a trigger. Triggers are like the cherry on top. The card should already be standalone good, and the trigger is a fun little thing that you could hit at the right moment or something like that. I don't think that the card, like, you should be banking on the trigger. You know, realistically, is that you're banking on RNG at that point.
Yeah.
I think realistically it should be like, I like this card's stats or whatever. I think this effect's powerful enough that warrant not having counter or whatever. You're making all those decisions based on the actual deck building process. And if you happen to hit the trigger, then you hit the trigger. But you don't build with, I'm going to try to hit as many triggers as possible and stuff like that. You know, like if I'm playing a scientist leader and I happen to hit the trigger, cool. But if I don't, this card's in my deck for a reason anyway, right? I put this card in my deck to serve a specific function. The card still serves that function at the end of the day.
Okay.
Honestly, I wish they would just do away with triggers.
I wish they'd do away with yellow.
So, valid. No, keep yellow as a color. Yellow is still a color that manipulates life. You know, I can heal myself to get extra resources. I can take resources away from my opponent by trashing their lives. That's extra cards they don't get. But I shouldn't be punished for trying to win the game, is my whole takeaway from it. It's like, I am trying to end this game. I am punching into your face.
I have out-resourced my opponent, and now my opponent lives because there's a trigger.
Yeah,
and I hate that feeling.
Yeah.
I've lost the game to, what is that called?
RNG.
Variants that shouldn't exist in this game, because this game without yellow is a very good game.
Yeah.
Without triggers,
Yeah. I had to think about it.
Wow. Without triggers, this game is pretty damn bad.
let yellow still be around. Let yellow still have its identity of, hey, I play 10 mom, you lose a resource, I gain a resource. However, that new resource that I've gained doesn't also have the opportunity to steal the game.
Yeah, like I feel like for example, like Thunderbolt, you know, like I think Onami trigger, for example, she should be locked to yellow Straw Hats.
Yeah.
So for example, only black yellow Luffy should be able to take advantage of a trigger like that. And if he doesn't want to play it, then that's a trigger that just doesn't exist.
That he
anymore.
chooses not to play.
Exactly.
Sure, yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if Katakuri really wants that trigger, he can run Thunderbolt. Because that is a big mom pirate card.
Yeah.
But he's in this position where he's like, I don't have to play Thunderbolt anymore because
I have Onami.
I have Onami.
And then for one more, I do the same thing, and off trigger, or I give something banished, and I have a body.
Or it's 1K counter.
Dude, I remember when that card was announced, I'm like, why is this card a thing?
Bro, like it makes no, like literally.
And of course, yeah, you can play around it, blah, 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 but it's like, let's not argue the semantics.
Okay,
that card should not have existed.
Okay, what's
Right?
playing around it? They dropped, the turn they
Sabo.
dropped it is because they're going to, you know, take advantage of the banished situation.
Sure. No, that is the problem. But that's also like unfair, right? Okay, well, if you're a black deck, then you're good. You got Sabo, but what about other decks? Like, we don't got Sabos, right? Like,
You may have Sabo.
Basil Hawkins, maybe? I don't know. Does that even work like that? I don't know. But yeah, wow. When you say like yellow is a problem, oh my god, it is a problem.
it's crazy because it's not even like it's like
because those games do hurt. Like when you lose and you're like, oh, this wasn't a skill thing. You just got that X factor.
You casinoed your way to the win, yeah.
I feel like it's that thing where it's like too, because there's like an argument about who the best leader is right now. People could say it's Katakuri, you could say it's not, whatever. But I don't think it matters whether or not it is the best leader. I think what matters at the end of the day is that it's unhealthy. It's an unhealthy experience, and it's not fun.
It's kind of similar to the Nami situation,
It's
where
the Nami
it's that is Nami the best leader? No. Can Nami technically flip a coin and beat the opposing leader? Yes, because it just happens to be it. And there's not really much you could do about it. You're just playing the game to the best of your capability. And even if you played it to the best and your hand was fantastic and you're playing everything optimally, you could still just lose because the game just allows her to win that way.
It's one of those things where, because I feel like people don't comprehend how like a ban list is supposed to operate and stuff like that. Because it's like, one should be game balance and everything, but also it should be like the overall experience. Like for example, Yu-Gi-Oh has like a bunch of broken cards that are banned.
Yep.
But they also ban a bunch of cards that just are not, like they'll randomly hit a random like Mystic Walk or something, so people aren't like abusing time rules and stuff like that. is like things that just aren't in the spirit of the game they'll hit it just to make the game healthier to play, even if it's not the best thing. They'll go after a random inconsistent jank FTK, you know, and I feel like a lot of people at One Piece get caught up with like, well, that's not even the best deck, so why should we hit those cards? It's like, it's not healthy.
It's just like when it's set 2, when Nami was gonna come out, and before she even hit shells or hit a card sleeve, they already banned Moji.
Yes,
they already
it's
banned
exactly
Moji.
that.
Oh, yeah.
She wasn't even the best deck in the East. It was Whitebeard.
Yeah, Kabachi. Yeah.
But you still hit her anyway for the balance of the game, and for like to make it healthy and so it's enjoyable and stuff. Like that.
And the crazy part about like Nami as a card, and I know like Chris loves talking about it, and he's right. It's that blue cards will never, because one of their identities was drawing cards.
Yeah.
And now because of Nami, they will never have that identity again.
They've lost it.
They've lost their identity. Now everything that says draw either has to go to the bottom or something, but it cannot go to grave, because any card that says I will draw a card or draw discard, that's a Nami card.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah, I like that. I think the future should be more like leader lock, right?
I think so.
So okay, let's go to, you have it now. You have Kikinojo. So what is your, and maybe I'm just thinking too much about the semantics of it, but it's like, okay, you know, when trigger, you play her. When she dies, you get life. So if you play an L, and let's say, okay, if you're Kikinojo and you got your leader card is like Wano or whatever, you can play it off of, off the trigger, right?
Right.
But when it dies and gets to life, can that just be applied to any yellow, or should it both be
That would be
applied?
applied
What's
to
the main
any
effect?
yellow. That would be applied
that's
to
her
any
main
yellow.
effect.
It's just the trigger.
Okay.
the only thing that she loses now is that if your leader's not Wano, she's cheating herself out of life.
Gotcha.
But she's still a 4/6 body that
no reason why a
heals for no
4/6
reason.
should just play herself out of life.
Yeah. So I guess
That's
this
a dumb
is
card. I don't even, like, how's that even related to the anime too? Like, I don't
no.
There's no flavor to that card.
Yeah.
It's just I do.
Yeah.
I do the thing.
Anyway, this one's ran pretty long. Anything anybody wants to say before we do close this one out? I guess lead with our guest, DJ Miles.
Yeah. Thank you guys for having me on. I was a huge fan. Still am.
Was.
You know?
Was.
He came on set.
I record everything.
Never meet your idols.
Yeah. Don't meet your heroes. Yep. I will say, even though I don't make One Piece TCG card content, I have made a video about Sukuna from Jujutsu Kaisen versus Kaido. So I think if you guys are just curious, who wins against the King of Curses versus the King of Beast? Well, there's only one way to find out.
I will watch that because
request
I am actually curious.
And I don't want to spoil it. I can tell you guys after, but just for people to click and watch the video. Go ahead.
All right, who do you think wins in a battle of Sukuna versus Buggy the Clown, who's immune to slashes?
Sukuna still wins.
It's Buggy's ass. Bro's ass.
Bro would fail to win somehow.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else have anything? And yeah, guys. I mean, if you're watching, why don't you check out DJ Miles? Shout our boy out, give him the help he needs to push.
The push 200,000, 1 million, baby.
Like, subscribe, and ring the bell.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. Subscribe. If you've made it this far, if you still hear this, clearly, even if you didn't enjoy the conversation, at least held your attention. I intend to do this weekly. And that is the intent. Whether or not we'll deliver on that,
but the intent is there, and let's be real. Isn't that what matters? Is the intent of the game?
That's all that matters. Okay. Well then, I guess if that is all, until next time, we'll see you guys.
Bye. Later.
Bye.